Well, hello everyone, it's Katrin. Let me just quickly check, as always, on my phone if it's running, and then we can get started. Um, where is it? Notifications. Here we go. View the post, and then, yes, so it's working. Perfect. All right, very good. It's been a couple of weeks because I actually took a break, or we took a break from our lives to have some summer vacation, but also to just get a little bit of break. I just really needed it. And it was lovely to be away a little bit more from the computer, but at the same time, it's funny because you start missing something you do every week. So I'm so glad to be back. So today I wanted to actually go. A few things happened which were really nice. So first of all, we finished our founding member course, which we did the past 4 months actually with a few of you. And I don't know if Jackie or Sylvia or Donna are online, and also quite a few other ones. So we finished our founding course, which was all about getting your aromatherapy business off the ground. And it was so beautiful to be together in these Zoom calls and everything else. And I can't tell you how important actually a community is. It was just, I almost think it's one of the most important things when you're building a business is a community. So the course finished just a week or a couple of weeks ago. And we had lots of fun and lots of success and lots of progress. And it was really lovely to see. So thank you for everyone who took the course, the founding members course. Was really brilliant to have you all on board. The Blend Precisely app is working. It's going ahead with the next release, the 3.0 release. We did have to postpone it a little bit because we are adding a lot of details, a lot of features. So that's going to come out in the middle of September. And there will be the cosmetic part as well in there, the cosmetic calculations. So that will be lovely. But what I really wanted to talk about today is pricing. And that is something which came up a few times actually in the course. And the pricing of our products, let it be products you sell just on Shopify or Etsy, or workshops and courses or consultations, or maybe it's even a mix of it. Often we don't look at our numbers. And I think that is actually a mistake when we go into the business world and we are not really aware of our numbers. And I wanted to show you a few things. I'm going to screen share my video, and I hope you can all see everything quite clear, because it looks like I'm a little bit delayed here on my screen at least. Anyway, so yeah, it is really important to know our numbers. And if you have, for example, an Etsy shop or a Shopify or any e-commerce shop, you have the possibility to look at your numbers. And I think knowing your numbers, you will be able to actually adjust your income over time. In the very beginning, we don't know anything. We just bring a few products out, we sell them on the market or online, and then over time, we actually see which products are working well. And then we can also start seeing if the prices are right of the products. I've seen many stores where the prices, for example, were very low for aromatherapy products. And I'm thinking to myself, is like, wow, you do need to sell a lot of products in order to make your monthly income if you keep your prices really low. I mean, there are so many possibilities to increase your income. And we will look at a little bit at those ones as well. But I think it is very important to look at your numbers. And often the number game is not so much fun for most of the people, because we have to be very honest, and that's a little bit hard. But let me share the screen, and I will just show you quickly what we're going to talk about, and then you can see what I mean. And I'm thinking to take myself out of the screen so you can see everything in full, I think. Let me see if that works. Share screen. Okay, So you're seeing, yeah, exactly. So basically, let me just go over. In case you have an Etsy store, you probably have been in your back data at least once to see your performance and everything else, how your shop is doing. And mostly we are talking about a conversion rate. So what that really means is like, how many orders did you have? And how many visitors did you have? And these two numbers will basically calculate your conversion rate. So if 2,800 people saw unique visitors, saw your products or bought something from you, the conversion rate is 1.6%. Now, in the market we are in, a conversion rate of 1 to 4% is quite normal. You rarely see it going over 5%. And that is especially for the e-commerce market. Shopify offers something similar. And I would really, if you haven't been in your number or if you haven't done your numbers game yet, I would really encourage you to go into your numbers and see. This one is a little bit blurry. Sorry for that. But you will see that your total sales and your total online store visits and your online store conversion rate here at 0.13%. If you don't know these numbers, you cannot really increase your prices or decrease them if needed. You can also not drive more customers or enough customers to your website. So knowing those numbers is really, really important. And you will see why. Let me just go quickly back and make sure. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. So you will see why just here. I prepared this spreadsheet way back then for myself, but I cleaned it up a little bit and it's available. If you like it, you can just PM me and let me know if you would like to have a copy. And then I'm happy to share it with you. But basically, let me hide this one from StreamYard. So basically the numbers we are working with at all times is, first of all, how much do we want to make every month? We need to be clear. Would we like to make $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 or euros or wherever you are, Australian dollars, Canadian dollars? It doesn't matter, but you need to know your income vision. Even if you do not succeed in getting this one fulfilled next month, you need a goal to work towards too. And we also know that the monthly income, which is basically your gross income. So this one is before all the costs and before the taxes, but we have to start somewhere. Then we have our average unit sales price, and that is often like, and I mentioned that here. If you have, for example, 5 different products and you offer those ones in on Etsy or on Shopify or any other of your e-commerce websites, you want to take, well, first of all, those websites mostly give you already statistics about your average unit sales price. But in Shopify, for example, you can see that your average order value is here, for example, $33.39. So that means if you sell to one customer and they buy 3 products, the average order value here is $33.39. Now your unit sales price, if you're on a art market or somewhere else, might be a little bit different. So maybe you really just sell one product. But if you have several products in the baskets and your average sales price is $33, then you want to use that unit or that sales price. And then we want to know how many units we sell monthly. And that number is calculated automatically in the spreadsheet, you will see. And then we have another variable is the conversion rate. And the conversion rate I just mentioned here, it is 0.13%. That's pretty low. Here it is 1.6%. That's pretty standard. So we need to know how to increase this conversion rate. And there are different factors we can actually look at in order to increase the conversion rate and get more orders and increase the income. And then we also need to look at the unique visitors. So this number is calculated automatically too. And that one is based on the conversion rate. And if once we know the unique visitors needed for a certain amount of money we need to make per month, we can start driving advertisement to our website. But without knowing what is needed, we will always just pretty much shoot from the hip. And when you have a business, that is really difficult to do, to reach those numbers if you don't look at your numbers. Now, what I found here, and I put this into the sheet now here as well, that, for example, they surveyed 1,629 Shopify stores in August, so this month. I think it was last year. But anyway, they surveyed those ones, and those ones came to a conversion rate of 2%. That was the average. And that's what I've seen as well, 2.8%. It's always depending also on the time of the year. So if you have a conversion rate for Shopify standards, at least, the average compared to any other stores is 0.8% to 4%. So that is the average conversion rate. So can you imagine if you basically have 40 sales a month and you have a conversion rate of 2%, you need 2,000 visitors to see or come to your store or online store, basically. So you need 2,000 unique website visitors in order to make 40 sales if your conversion rate is 2%. So that is quite a high number to drive people to your store. And then you need to think about, well, if I have 40 sales, are they at $10 or are they going to be at these $33 or maybe even more? So you can see that this number, the 40 sales, might be fine if you sell 40 workshop prices for $125. You might be fine. But if you have products that cost only $10 per product, 40 sales is not enough. So you either have to increase the unique website visitors, or you have to increase your prices, or you need to see that your conversion rate goes up. So one of these ones need to happen. So, so what does conversion rate mean in case you have never seen these numbers or worked with the number? The number of purchases divided by the total number of sessions, meaning unique visitors. Most visitors will take more than one session to decide to purchase, but this is the standard measure of conversion rate. So you often see also people coming back over and over again until they actually make their first sale. That is quite normal as well. So by looking, I've got 3 tabs down here. One is product, one is consultations, and one is workshops and courses. And the numbers here, filled with a gray color, they are interchangeable or not interchangeable. You can change them. So, or you should change them. You should play around with them. So if I, for example, would like to have $500 every month, when we start out, that might be one of our wishes, to have 500 to at least cover our costs or do something and feel good. So if you put 500 in here and your average unit sales price, let's keep it as $20, you will need to make 25 sales per month. If you have a conversion rate of 2%, you would need to have 1,250 people actually coming to your e-commerce store or to your website. So you can play around with this one a little bit. Now let's just increase our average sales price to the $33 here we see, $33, $39 maybe. And you will see that you need way less already. Here, you need only 749 people actually coming to your store. So you can play around a little bit with your average order or sales price. So if you have a product which is constantly $9 or $10, you might want to consider to increase the price or to see if you can add some more unique oils to the price that doesn't necessarily make the sales price much higher, but the profit margin, the perceived value goes up a little bit. So if you sell, for example, a body oil or a facial serum, those conceived values are a little bit different. A facial serum normally goes for much higher than a body oil. So, or if you do a gel instead of an oil, or if you do a cream or a lotion instead of a body oil. So those kind of variations matter a lot to achieve maybe a higher unit sales price. Now let's look at the number. If we want to make $2,000 with our products a month, how many people do we need to have visiting our website? You almost need to have 3,000 unique visitors coming to your website if the average order is $33.39. And that means you need to sell 60 of those a month. And then you can go down actually, okay, if I need to sell 60 a month, that means maybe then 15 per week. So how do you get 15 $34 sales in per week? You see the number, once you know the number that you need to sell 15 units, it makes it much easier to wrap your head around it. How do I make 15 sales this week? Do I contact the people I have already on my list? Do I send them an email of a product promotion? Do I have maybe an upsell? Do I go one more time to the art market? Any of these type of possibilities are there now. But if you don't know your numbers, you don't know what to shoot for. Then if you have consultations, for example, if your average consultation cost per hour is $75, you will only need to that's quite a bit actually, 27 consultation hours in order to make $2,000. Now, if you do consultations and then have a mix of consultations and products, that's of course a different ball game, because your time involved here is 1 hour and you do not have much of an overhead for consultations, which you do have for products. Obviously, products are quite a bit more expensive, and you need to more or less consider that 30% maybe of these are costs to you, or maybe even more, maybe less, depending what kind of profit margin you put in. But anyway, if you have consultations, you need to shoot for 27 unit sales. Now, you can also see that you increase over time, maybe your conversion rate, and then obviously this one will cut in half as well to drive traffic maybe to your website. So 600 is much easier to achieve than 1,300. Now, another thing we do often is workshops and courses. So if you again have a monthly income wish of $2,000 and your workshop per person is maybe 125, or it's a 3-hour workshop in person, or you do a course maybe or something else, you only need to have 16 people per month in order to make $2,000. And what that means is if you have 16, that's basically divided by 4 people per person per week. That looks much more doable than creating, let's go back to our products, than having 60 sales per month. Now, these numbers, I love to play around, and that's how I started out to see what kind of combination I need per month in order to make my income wish. And so I started doing workshops, and that was a few years back, actually. I started doing workshops, then I had a few consultations, then I sold a few products on Etsy and Shopify. Then I increased my consultations and I had less workshops or something. So you can play around as an aromatherapist. You have many possibilities. You also have the possibility to network with other therapeutic, like massage therapists and so on. So you have many possibilities, but to have your number game a little bit down, and this one is a very, very simple. I mean, there's much, much more to pricing and pricing mistakes and the variety of pricing, the perceived value of pricing. There's a lot more, but that's a bit more advanced. But to just start out as an aromatherapist, I would grab this sheet here and basically play around with product consultation and workshop numbers and see how you can come up with your own price, basically, or your own monthly income wish, and then go ahead and go for it. I mean, create your Facebook page, create your Instagram, have your website going, and I'm gonna come back to you right now. And let me remove this one. Here we go. Have your website going and so on. So playing around with these numbers is, I would almost say, top priority, because if you continue to take classes and courses and you go back, you're not focusing on sales. And by not focusing on sales, you will not have a business. And not having a business is not an option because you went through the aromatherapy certification and you wanted to do this. So we have to stop hiding behind, learning more without making actually sales and without going out and presenting our products. Because we always think we have to learn more, but actually the financial side or the business side is as important as creating really valuable products. And without these two, one of these two, the business will not succeed. So I think it's extremely important to look at your numbers. So if you would like to have that sheet, actually, let me know, because then I will, you just send me a PM or mention it in the comment section, and I will invite you to get it. And then you can make it your own and play around with the prices and your costs and everything else. And if you have more questions around it, I'm super happy to help you there too. But look at your statistics if you have already a website, and see where you are right now, and then make a plan for the next 6 months and see where you would like to go. How are you going to increase your income, especially towards the Christmas season? There are so many possibilities. All right, without further ado, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was valuable. And then I will see you back next week, just as normal. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.